This is a little series I'm going to do, going through Proverbs in 31 days, one chapter per day, and just sort of discussing it with y'all, and I hope y'all can enjoy it. So Proverbs 1, verse 7 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, and fools despise wisdom and discipline." So to even start with wisdom, to start with knowledge, any of that, you first need to have a healthy fear of the Lord and his authority, who he is, knowing what he can do. And then from there, you need to actually accept that. You can't just know it. You have to apply it. You have to have it in your heart. Knowing it is one thing. Using it is one thing, is a different thing. James 2, I believe, says, it might be in chapter 1, but in James, it talks about being hearers and doers of the word, not just hearing. So this is a good example of that too. Further down in verses 20 through 33, wisdom is first called and referred to as a woman. Now we know women should be cherished, so therefore wisdom should also be cherished if it's being compared to one another. And then further down, it also talks about God giving us guidance and correction through the illustration of Solomon giving correction and guidance to his people and to those he's addressing in this chapter. So this illustration shows us that we also need to accept what God has given us, the guidance, which is right here. So we need to accept it, and like I was just talking about, applying it. And then jump back a little bit to verses 8 through 19. This final little section in here that I'm going to talk about. And you have verse 17, which says, "It is useless to spread a net where any bird can see it." If I'm hunting and I set a trap out for a deer to come by, if that deer sees that trap, he's going to avoid it. So that trap that I have just set is useless. Setting an obvious trap for someone to fall into doesn't make any sense, because they're just going to look at it and they're going to go right around it and they're not going to fall for it. And then you're just going to end up having wasted your time, as well as you tried to hurt another person, which to begin with is already bad because you're being hateful, and we're supposed to be loving as Christians. So that's already bad. But then also in verse 18, it says, "They set an ambush to kill themselves and they attack their own lives." So it comes back to bite you, and it hurts you as well as you were trying to hurt the other person. So you're at least hurting two people, potentially more. So yeah, I hope y'all were able to get something out of this, and follow and like and comment for more. And I hope that y'all can join me along in this journey.